So I'm also, alright, starting the recording. The recording's on. If you're watching the VOD, welcome. Super stoked. We've got the first series of the Sun-Tzu Cup. We've been hyping this up for a while now, and we have our first game. So it is going to be Gwen versus Archie. So we're just starting off with the draft, guys. Excited to see what... Excited to see what maps they've also selected, so we'll find that out in a second. They've already done their map draft, but we just haven't actually done the Civ draft. So we've got the Civ draft coming up, so we'll see what's what. So a little bit about these players. I think we've got Archie's definitely a bit more of a renowned Cav player. So for those of you that don't know Archie, let's pull up his profile, shall we? So. And Archie, he makes a lot of YouTube content as well, so if you haven't, guys, make sure you go check that out. Oh, I've just realised I need a different mouse. Okay, participants. So these are our participants for the Sun-Tzu Cup. We got 6. So this is also what the bracket looks like. We need to get that up as well, just so you guys can get a bit of a visual, what's happening, what it looks like, what's going on. They haven't started the draft just yet by the look of it. No? Okay. So these are our participants. We've got Hoopla, Boxer Saint, Mike Jet, Gwen, Archie, and Mr. Fluffy Bunny. So because we've only got 6 participants, we had to change the bracket slightly. So this is actually for seeding this game. These 2 players, based on their ELO, their tournament ELO, which is their highest ELO, plus their current ELO divided by 2. We've ranked the players, and these are the 2 highest ranked players in the tournament. So they're going to be battling it out for seeding position in the semi-final in round 2, so they kind of get that direct pathway in. So this is what the bracket is going to look like. So our round 1, we've got Mike Jet versus Boxer Saint and Hoopla versus Mr. Fluffy Bunny. So as you can see, these 2 have already advanced through to the final. This might change though, purely because this is for seeding. This is just a bit of a mock. So the higher ranked, the player that wins will advance to this spot here where Gwen is currently, and the loser will verse the winner of Mike Jet and Boxer Saint. Both players have not started the stream yet. That's good. I mean, the draft yet. Gives me a chance. Right, let's share here. Perfect. Alrighty, team. So let's get both player profiles. Let's know a little bit more about them. That'll be here. So we've got Gwen. We also have Archie. Alrighty, so comparing the 2. Ooh, interesting. I'm just getting a little bit more details about the maps. Cool, so we've got game 1 is going to be Canopy. So the way that this worked was both players, so essentially with the draft, let's get the rules up first. Let's do that. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked. We got a message on Discord, so that grabbed my attention. So if you haven't already, make sure to join the Discord. If you're watching this on Twitch, even if it's a rerun, !Discord, you can get an invite link, be able to join from there. So essentially, the way the draft worked was the lower ELO player got to ban 1 map from the map pool first. Then the other higher ELO player got to ban 1 map. So we've got 10 maps in the map pool, and all of them are from the Mad Random Map mod. So it's like a pack that someone else has designed. It's like over 100 in there as well. So there is a lot of maps in there. So we've nailed it, or sorry, we've trimmed it down to 10 maps, which include Acropolis Lakes, Badlands, Canopy, City Siege, Death Valley, Double Arena, Inception, Island Hideout, Pond Arena, and Thicket. Now, that might mean a lot, might not mean a lot to everyone. Like I said, join the Discord. We've got a PDF of all the maps in there, but we'll run it through just now. But backtracking a little bit, back to the maps. So then after they've banned a map each from the map pool, so now there's 8 maps remaining, both players, starting with the lower ELO player, will pick a home map. And this is a best of 3 in round 1. Now, in terms of what map they're going to play on in game 1, they then took turns to ban the remaining maps. The last map on there was the map that they will play in game 1. So that's kind of your neutral map. So we've got the draft. The draft's just started. Here we go, guys. Super pumped for the first game of this tournament. So Archie has banned Saracens, and now Gwen is on the clock. If I know Archie, he has been playing a lot of Cavalry Civs, but he does have a lot of games with other Civs on there, such as Vietnamese. So I wonder if Gwen will ban Vietnamese, Persians. I don't know if that was an auto pick or not, because the time had fully run out. And Archie going Celts, this is interesting. So Celts actually going to get the faster choppers, which is going to be crucial for Canopy. So for Canopy, it's a nomad, but you actually don't get enough wood for a starting TC. So it's a little bit more of a grind at the start. We might be in for a little bit of a slower start in game 1. But who knows, we might see some veal fights as well. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, because Archie, I'm imagining, is going to time out again. I don't know if Gwen is there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking
I'm not too sure. Interesting. We might be in for another draft. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so they're restarting. No problem. Okay, no drama. So we're actually going to have a restart, guys. I think Gwen's timed out. Well, she wasn't too sure that we were on. So that's 2 random picks, I think. Alright, so they're going to start it up again. It gives me some time at least to show you guys the map. So, here we go. So for the first game, alright, so this is the new draft, guys, so we can get rid of that one. Perfect, alright, and we are on. Okay, so Archie's going to be on the clock once both are ready. We can have a look at the maps beforehand. So as soon as they're done with the draft, let's get a look at the maps to be able to see what they're kind of up for, what both players have selected. And here we go, the draft is on. This is it, guys. Back on it, there we go. Saracen's first ban. Now, I wonder though, Vietnamese, there we go. So that's what I was saying before. Archie's most played Civ when he first started the game was Vietnamese. So if you look on his Nexus profile, that's going to be the most played Civ. So, not studying the opponent's recent games, I don't know if you can in Nexus. I think we really got to have a look at that. Ask Gwen to see whether or not she knew. But yeah, definitely is going to be interesting. I really like the pick for Celts. Persians is an interesting one, and Berbers. Okay, so we're looking at 2 cavalry civs. We've got Japanese. I like that. I like that pick from Archie. I think also with the Japanese, they get the cheaper upgrades as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. They get the cheaper economy upgrades. I don't think it costs, or is it buildings? The buildings cost less. So the map draft combat, we have game 1 is going to be Canopy, and Archie's home map is Island Hideout, and Gwen's home map is Death Valley. Sires, how you doing? Welcome, guys. All right, and we've got Franks as well from Archie, so a strong cab sieve. We've got Teutons, I really like that from Gwen as well. Bit of infantry, a bit of cavalry as well, some decent paladin. Hindustanis, good civ. I'm a big fan of the Hindustanis at the moment. I actually think they're going to get nerfed at the start, so this will be interesting. Italians, I like it. I haven't actually seen Archie play Italian, so I wonder if he's come up with... I really want to see Island Hideout. Maybe he's saving the Celts for that. I think he might be going Japanese for the first game, to be honest. And Khmer, he's very solid with Khmer. I've seen him play a lot of it, especially in more of your closed maps, but we won't be having any closed maps for this round, so. Now last pick, 10 seconds remaining. And we have the Dravidians. Okay, so we've got 2 Indian civs there from the new update. Interesting. The Dravidians, I don't really think they haven't been played a lot. I think they get a little bit of flack just behind the Bengalis. So this is going to be interesting to see what or if the Dravidians get used and on what map as well. So good luck to both players. I'm really keen to see what strategies these two have been able to come up for this tournament. So. Alrighty, so if we have a look now, so the first game is going to be Canopy. So for those of you at home that don't know any of these maps, it's a nomad start, but players don't have enough wood to build a starting town center like I was saying before. So all players start in the middle of the map, like you can see in the thumbnail, and there are resources more so on the outside. The further up you go, and the further up on the outside the further to the outside of the map that you go, the higher elevation you also have. So who knows, Tatars could have been a pick there as well. So this is going to be very interesting to see what these guys come up with. I'm very excited to see what happens. If you are in dark mode, I'm sorry I've just blinded you. But here's the bracket again. So again, these two aren't playing for life or death. It's not a knockout for these guys. We've only been able to have 6 participants. So these guys are playing for the seeding in round 2. The winner will be versing the winner of Hoopla and Mr. Fluffy Bunny, and the loser will be versing the winner of Mike Jet and Boxer Saint. And Combat in the chat has just made a really good point about the Dravidians. So they are pretty strong on, say, the Island Hideout. So they get housing space from the docks. They also get a wood bonus as well, so that could be something that we see from Gwen on that map, if it comes to that map. Very keen to see what happens though. Alright, and we do have a game team. Perfect, 1 minute until this game starts. Give me 1 second. I have the shit mouse connected. Alright, I'm back, guys. I had to get a better mouse because that one, the wheel is broken. All right. Okay, so we're redoing it. Archie did not select hidden sieves. Give me a second while I get myself sorted. This was last minute kind of thrown together. It kind of worked out that I could cast the games, so I took up the proposition. Okay. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. Ooh, this map, this mouse is a lot quicker than the last one I had. Here we go, it's a little bit slower now. Okay, let's see. Invalid match ID. Oh, we've got... Okay, third time's the charm. Here we go, guys. Play Huns. No one selected Huns. Combat. What a stitch up. I don't know if Archie has hidden the civs or not, but we will see. Is there another player? Game starts. Alrighty. So we are seeing Japanese, but I don't know. I have a feeling. 1 minute spec delay. Okay. Playing Huns is an automatic loss. You already start the series with 1 loss as combat if you don't select Huns. It is a must. Okay. I'm assuming this is the game. This is the one that Archie's given me. Had a 1 minute spectator delay, which is good. So who do we think, guys? Put it in chat. Who do we think is going to have it? On Canopy, game 1, we've got Archie versus Gwen. Who's your favourites? Why are they your favourite? Why do you think they'll win game 1? So remember, this is what our map is looking like. Alright, we have Japanese versus Persians. Give me a second to get it open in Capture Age as well, once we're on. I wonder if we're going to see chaos at the start. Are we going to see some Vil fights? Are we going to... Waiting for players, game paused. So... We have Persians. Oh, let me get... Oh. So we have a pause in the game. Interesting. I don't know if... I hope Archie sent me the right code. Still not getting any action. Could this possibly be because of a stream delay? That Nightbot's annoying me. Or has Archie sent the wrong code? we have confirmation that they are playing. So let's see. All right, we are on, team. Okay, let's get it open. Spectate with capture age. All right, team. All right, so we don't have any Vil attacks. Nothing happening. We've got some scouting though. We have the turkeys. Both players going to their respective sides. So nothing too wild at the moment. Surprised he didn't go Celts. I think we're waiting. I think that's his backup. I don't know if Archie, how confident he is. And Slazinator commenting before how Gwen does just have that experience. So potentially Archie is a little bit more mindful of that. So scouting out the middle. Kind of starting like a normal start. Can't get onto. Combat, we had some good feedback on the map pool. A lot of people were quite excited to be able to play something a little bit different. We had a few people that were a little bit, oh, we've already got a TC from Gwen. I think enough from Archie as well, so we've got 275. We do. So Archie is going to build that TC. I'm just giving Gwen's more experience, but also that her part ELO is 1400. Exactly. So, but in saying that, Archie's 1350 as well, his highest, but he is an Arabia boy. Now, this is interesting though from Gwen. She's going to drop it right on the wood line in the middle and not going to get any of those resources on the outer edge in the early start of the game. So if Archie is able to see that, I think he can really take advantage of that. There we go. Sorry guys, just getting used to my hotkeys. So both players looks like they haven't found each other. Archie's going to bring over some of the turkeys. Is your TC already up? I'm going to have some mind games. I think we should have a yes. Surely. Maybe. Alrighty, so we can see now that Gwen is going to start farming the turkeys. So I'll get extra wood. Yeah, exactly. So Archie also gets the TC. So he's got a wood line and he's also got the extra deer combat points out. So he's going to be pretty food heavy. So we're going to have a look with these maps to see with the bonus of Persians getting an extra res at the start. We'll have to play that back, be able to see what's what, see what's happening there. Yeah, let's fast forward just to see. I don't think we're quite up to date. No, we're not. So we're getting some houses now from Archie. So let's have a look at the villager pop. Archie is housed. Not a great start, but we've got 8 to 5 villagers. Gwen did get her TC up a lot faster than what Archie did though. He's going to bring in that ball, and I suppose that is actually an advantage of being closer to the center. You do have a couple of ball laying around as well. That which I don't know if Archie does have, and there is a lot of food from the boars. I think it's about 350 from the top of my head. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But Archie, just with all of that food as well, I think it's really going to make up for it though. There's a lot of turkeys. He's got the deer as well. He's planning down that second house now. Both players do have active TCs. So they are producing a lot of veals. Gwen's going to need another house. Is that going to be a camp? No house. Okay, maybe a bit of a scouting house as well. Be able to see what is happening. So let's see. Oh, Archie may have caught on to something. Let's have a look. Still no. Or is he going to find? I think he's going to. Yes, he is. So Archie is going to. Oh, no. Yes. No. Maybe. I don't know if he's paying enough attention to that. You can't see the buildings either. That's going to be interesting. Let's have a look to see if Gwen, though, has scouted Archie. No, she's done a really good job scouting the middle. She kind of knows what's happening there, but I think she really needed the turkeys. So as you can see now, farms already from Gwen. Archie hasn't needed to do it, although he is a little bit behind in the villas, so maybe he will need to resort to some farms fairly soon. And Gwen is going straight on the wood line, bringing in another boar. And she does have loom though, so smart getting the loom, bringing in obviously that long distance boar in. And I believe we have caught up to live action, so it's pretty much on from here. Oops. Archie is going to build that mill. Is he going to? I'm not sure. Yeah, so he's really going to long distance those villas over to the other side. Now, he's in quite a good spot. I like that he's in the corner, though, because there's only essentially, 3 directions that Gwen could come from. Whereas, obviously, if you're in Gwen's position, obviously there's the 2 entry points, but even towers is going to be a lot of chaos that Archie could cause. But I like how she is expanding in the map, still wanting to utilize all that food that's out in the middle, not let it go to waste. Let's have a look at Gwen scouting. So looking still the same, sending the new villagers out into the middle. Let's have a look at the pop, guys. So we've got Archie catching up, 23 to 21. Still constant villager production. However, Gwen has just clicked up to feudal. Still sending those long distance villagers over. Cleaning up all of those deer in the middle, so they will be hers. But as we can see, oh, what happened here? A little bit of vill walling. That boar must have been giving Archie a bit of a hard time. Now, are we going to see any military buildings? Here we go. Alright, so Archie's going to have a good idea of where Gwen is. Gwen still has not scouted Archie, though. That is the main difference. So if we have a look at Archie's scouting, boom, there we go. We can see Gwen's buildings. Archie, though, still hasn't clicked up. He actually is quite far off. He's got a lot of wood. Maybe converting that wood into something like farms would probably be better for him in his position right now. He's going on gold already. The problem is he still hasn't clicked up to feudal, though. Gwen is only 30 seconds away from feudal age. Archie housed again. I don't know if he's really... Oh, cheeky. I do like that approach. Setting it up early. But I think if Gwen... There we go, we have the click up. So if Gwen does put a military building down now, which I think we should see some... Oh, on stone? Okay, so we're not going to see any military buildings. However, okay, so she is going to have a look around, trying to scout out. I think she has an inkling of where Archie has gone. But hasn't actually scouted. Oh, there we go. And has got in that extra line of sight with Town Watch. We do have 4 forward vills. Let's see what happens here. So Archie has just clicked up to feudal. He's a minute and a half off feudal age, though. So he still has a while to go. And we have 26 vills, 26 vills. However, Gwen already being in feudal age is going to have that constant production. We do see that Gwen has found Archie. A few different spots. Archie also on stone. So both players thinking castles. But I really like that. Getting those boars on the outside, that's worked out really well for Archie. He hasn't lost any villas from what I can see. We do see a tower now, and that is going to range the gold. Archie is going to have to try and shift. Let's see what both players have scouted. So Gwen can see the stone, but she can't see the gold over here. And Archie, I imagine... he's not seen the gold that is right next to his town centre. So I'm not sure what options he's going to go with as soon as that tower gets up. Let's see what he comes up with, where he's thinking of going. And we do have Archie just clicking into feudal age. Let's see back here what's happening, what military buildings. We just have the barracks so far from Gwen, and we do see the militia. No man at arms upgrade coming in just yet. And we're going to see the stables now as well. And those militia are doing a bit of a number. That villager could go down. I think we might see it. I think, oh, good, quick war by Archie. That's very cheeky. And on the other side, saving that veal, well done. Those veals should be able to pick off that militia. They weren't man-at-arms, so I think it was just more of a distraction for the stables that are to come. Now, Archie really needs to get back on gold. He has found that gold, so he is long distancing. Sorry, not long distancing, but he is going for that gold rather unprotected. We do see a barracks from Archie. 389 food. 177 gold. Gwen, however, is not actually on gold just yet, but we could see maybe some slight market abuse to be able to get the gold to click up. 17, 15. Oh, that number keeps dropping, so we're taking some people off food. Okay, 11 on food, 30 veals, 33 veals, so it's still rather neck and neck at the moment. So we do have that stable being built, and I don't know how effective that stable is going to be for... Sorry, I don't know how effective this tower is going to be now that that stable's been built by Gwen. So I don't know if that's going to be the right move from Archie. I mean, we can assume that the Persians player is going to go... Oh, here we go. We can see the garrison of the Veals. Not just yet. Perhaps when this goes in, and we do see the garrison. And that's how he is denied. I wonder if we're going to start to see some spear now from Archie. No, we're going to continue with the villas outside. And he is very close. Here we go. Cheeky, cheeky. Going in the middle. I wonder... Let's see what Archie can see. So we're seeing the move over here. And another one that does just slightly outrange. Archie's current castle doesn't have fletching. And that is going to range the stone. So there's not a lot that Archie can do about that. So he does evacuate. We see even more veals, I'm imagining. So Gwen really from the get-go is trying to smother Archie into this corner. So whilst we were saying that you can see the opponent come either way, at the moment Gwen's done a great job of being able to contain Archie at the same time. So whilst that's been really good that Archie has been in that little bit of a safer spot, it's also come back to bite him because he hasn't really been able to control that map position just yet. Here we go. But I do feel like this is going to be a good turn. Especially now Archie going to Castle Age. With less veals though, however, he does have the archery range. He is going to start pestering, returning his own. Here we go. Is his eyes too far forward? I think they are. I think he's gone too offensive right now. That spear will get the job done though. So, could have been worse, but he still did. Gwen still did get a snipe and Archie did not respond. Walling in that gold now. Really needs to. Oh no. Here we go. They are gonna... Yeah, Archie with some good walls there. But the only thing I'm concerned about are these archers, which I don't think have really been noticed just yet by the look of it. And Gwen does respond. She is responding to the archers now. And look at this. So this is where the buildings have been built from Archie. That is interesting. Alright, so we've got the tower now. So we're thinking potentially some castles from both players, but it looks like Gwen more had towers in mind. Archie did get pushed off stone, cleaning up Archie's gold as well. So Gwen doing a really good job at containing at the moment, and Archie is putting a bit of pressure on, getting a few veal picks, and is going to go to Castle Age. I wonder what we're going to see. Are we going to see crossbow? We are going to see a double archery range at the very least. And those scouts are just pestering while these veals still get gold though. That spear is going to come over and there we have it. Alright, Archie's up to castle. Let's see what Archie can do with this 1.5 minute head start. Even a little bit more. They are fully garrisoned now in the tower. Archie with the archer mass. No crossbow coming in just yet. Do have fletching though. And that spear did clean up the scouts. I'm just having a little bit of a tower war here. Nothing too crazy. We do have the blacksmith forward. So these archers now are going to cause a little bit of a headache for Gwen. Although they're walking straight under. Oh, is he going to pull this off? They're still in range though. Does lose one archer, but he's microed it really well. He's gotten Gwen now off of wood. However, Gwen still has that wood line here. Very spread out in this map. And we do see crossbow now coming in for Archie. Don't have Bodkin just yet, and we are getting bloodlines as well with some knights queued up from Gwen. So we're going to see some knights. We have 3 spears out for Archie. Now the problem being, and also Siege Workshop, which is a great response. And we're going to see now another town centre in that corner. I don't know. I'm not sure how to feel about that one entirely. And a Siege Workshop, maybe potentially could have been a monastery. Especially with knights now coming in, although Archie, I'd imagine, isn't quite aware that that is knights that are coming. Again though, Persians, you'd have to make the assumption. And those knights now are cleaning up Archie's archers. So they did get some value. They have disrupted the eco, and they were able to pick off the knight, but now this knight's also coming in as well. So let's see if we're able to get another one. Let's see, there we go. Only got +1 armor from the knight, so they are melting a little bit quicker than normal, and Archie does have Bodkin, so he's getting that +2 attack on them. Great job on Archie on getting that +2. That's really come in handy for those weaker knights. I just want to see if he can make it pay a little bit further. Oh. I'm just going to get my head out of the way, guys, so that way you can see the fullness of the map. There we go. So just messing up a few knights there. And now Archie, I feel, is in trouble. We've got a Mangonel out, or Mangonel in training. We do have the pikeman upgrade, but we don't have any of the upgrades. Gwen still only has the +1 armor. However, knights are still going to be so tanky. They are going to really be able to get in there and disrupt. And the problem with Mangonels, they don't actually get the range for the watchtower. These knights now are just going to eat this palisade gate, and that's going to be costing Archie a lot of wood. A lot more wood than what... Oh, we're going to see some stone walls. I do like that. And that Ville is going to get picked off though. Eventually, what is happening? Only one knight can get to her. I just want to know where these units are. Where are they? Where is it? Where are the pike? Seeing on both sides now. Gwen just smothering Archie. Even this palisade. There's only so many stone walls you can do. You've even got the house there. We are going to keep stonewalling though. You're going to have to stonewall everywhere. You're going to have to stonewall every single side. A little peaceful village over here, and Archie's attack that he had going forward has dropped slightly. And we do see now that Archie was able to use the villager to repair the mangonel to be able to take down that tower. So he can get access to that gold, in which would look like that first TC is doing. Do have a couple of idols though, and these knights have gotten in and they are causing chaos. And you got to wonder at this point whether or not it's just better to delete the house and make a run for it. So the knights are going to be able to take down that, and that knight also gets in. And I don't know if unless it was deleted, I think Archie may have deleted it. We do have the mangonel coming in from Gwen as well, and I think it's a good choice. Oh, no villagers went down from that shot though, surprisingly, but we do see 2 villas go down there. Those knights are not really coming over. I don't think they can get through. They are going to pick off those Vils though, and not many Vils. We're going to see some Vil fighting here. The Vil's going to try and take down that mangonel as well, but that knight is going to come through. And I don't mind that palisade gate from Archie trying to disrupt the passage. You're not going to be able to come in here super easily. You have to come through my gate, and I've only got the password. I think that's a hole. We may see an easy entry. We don't. Not just yet. Yeah. The viewers are going to trying to have a swipe at the knights, but we all know how that would go. Still only +1 armor. Archie is producing a bit more pike, and I think that is a good answer. I think that's going to do Archie some wonders. Now let's see, we do have a pikeman here. We have a pikeman being sent to the front as well. These Vils being tracked by the knight. They're not really doing damage. I don't know what's happening here. We are going to get +1 attack. We're going to get forging. I don't think Gwen saw. She would be able to see now though, surely. So let's have a look. Let's see what Gwen can see at the moment. So we are going to see the mass of the knights controlling that center as well. So really kind of owning that map position. Not really sure where those Vils are going, but I don't think Gwen necessarily spots them. The waypoint is set forward and those Vils are going straight for their death. Now let's see where Archie has escaped to. Those knights though, I think, yes, they did. You can see the dead bodies. Those knights did pick off those Vils. We still have another one on gold over here, but now that Archie, ooh. So there we go. Archie has found that second spot of gold, and he does have enough stone now for a castle, but he can't help but feel that Gwen is still in the driver's seat of this game, just really owning the tempo, playing it on her terms as well. The knights doing some really good scouting, trying to find if Archie's hidden everywhere. We do have 13 pike now, but we have 16 knights, and we also have the siege coming in, which will hurt. Oof, that one pike not doing a lot there. But the problem is for Archie now, these scorps. So you've really got to make some siege now to be able to complement maybe a mangonel to try and pick off those scorpions. Here we go. This will be a good fight. Archie has the heal bonus, but doesn't have any of the upgrades except for +1 armor, but will take that fight easily. Is Archie going to trap? Is Archie going to trap? There's no way out for Gwen there. Gets a few hits, nothing too devastating with that heal bonus though. Those pikemen doing an absolute number. And Archie has fully walled in here. I don't know if Gwen sees that. No, but she does now. Oh, keep going, Archie. No. Almost a trap. Almost a trap. And I really like this. This is great. Putting that pressure on. Is it going to be a race to imp? This is a great game one. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Getting the house. So retreating now. We do have the knights coming back. Are the pike going to see them in time? And we're having a quick look. Archie still has the villager lead though. It's just that army and the military. However, like I was saying, I do like the answers with pike. It's just now that Gwen has reserved. I do like the stone walls. Archie responding quite well. Getting husbandry as well, so they're going to be some fast knights coming out. Alright, now let's take a look at the macro. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, guys. I want to see what it is that Gwen is building. Getting fletching for her castle. And we're going to get some rams, but all the way from back here. The knights escorting the ram. You've also got the monastery. These knights are going to break in. They only have +1 armor, so going under the TC isn't necessarily the smartest, I feel. We're going to see a second castle in the same spot though. Archie really trying to hold this position that he's built here. Gwen extremely spaced out, just having map control. Really taking advantage of the mobility of her cav. Whoa, and those knights. This was an all-in castle. I didn't think that that would go in. I thought we'd maybe see a bit of a garrison in the TC, but that is a lot of vills, and just like that, we can see this drop. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be joined by the one and only Malagasy Mackie. Mackie, how you doing?
Hey, so I have I'm here on the ground.
Yep.
Canopy. And you can hear the birds behind me. I just want to tell you what it's like here. Archie's a huge noob. He's losing badly. I'm not surprised. Gwen seems to be crushing his skull like it's a little tiny head.
Look at this. Look at this town centre right near the farms as well. This is almost like your home is my home now.
So this Persian douche from Gwen in Gaza
Oh, gone
has
now.
been rescinded because it was a terrible idea. Glad to see it gone.
That would have been something.
I think Gwen has reason to feel very cocksure here. However, I would say that Archie is not out of this yet. Gwen does need to be careful.
Yeah, we do have GG though.
Well, never mind then.
GG's just been caught by Archie, so Gwen does take out game 1. Really interesting start though. What were your thoughts on that game, Mackie?
Archie's big problem here, as I can discern from the past 2 minutes of gameplay, is that he should be better at this game.
That is going to be a key takeaway. He's getting better at the game. He's going to translate into a lot more wins. You need wins to be able to win tournaments as well.
Exactly. It's a cycle.
Now I just need to figure out. I think it's in casting. Enable scoreboard. Best of 3. Game 1 going to Gwen. Return to map. Slaznator says, what do you have to be good at the game? Is that what I've been doing wrong? Yes, Slaz, to be good at the game, you have to be good at the game. That is the key takeaway of this game here, the first game of the Sun-Tzu Cup. You heard it here first.
You know, Mango, I've watched a lot of Age of Empires, and I gotta say, Archie's not gonna be too happy with that one. And I bet you that Gwen is gonna just go into this next game wanting a win.
I think she'd definitely be hungry. I think she really wants to go in guns blazing, just to be like, out of the higher ranked players, I'm number 1. Not to only do it in a best of 3, but to be able to get it in the first 2 games, not even needing a 3rd game.
I'm just assuming that Archie's gonna lose, and if he does, you know, I just want to say, Archie, it's okay to come in last. It's happened to me a lot. You get used to it.
More wise words from Malagasy Mackie. Ladies and gents, take down some notes.
Anyways, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining, Mackie. Are you going to stay for game 2?
I'm about to go get my ass kicked on the ladder.
Sounds even more fun.
I just got scout rushed by a 2K player.
By a 2K player?
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
It was surprising.
Alright, mate.
Everything happened so fast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tune in for as much as I can though. Tonight, for sure.
No dramas. Hopefully we'll go to game 3. I reckon Archie has played this map before, and I do like Celts on this one, so I have a good feeling about this. I have a good feeling that we're going to be able to take this to game 3. Archie is still a really strong player, and he actually does have a little bit of experience on this map as well. Let me get my head back open just while we're into mission. Alright, so next game, guys. Super excited to be able to watch this one with you all. Thank you again for tuning in. So this is going to be game 2 of 3. Gwen taking out game 1 on Canopy. Now, Island Hideout is going to be the map. Now, let's get it up for you to have a little read about. Island Hideout. Players start on the same island. A clump of trees separates them from the middle where extra resources are. So all the gold, all the stone on this map, except for a little bit of gold near the players' TCs, are going to be in the middle. Now you can't get in because it is blocked by a wood line. You have to be able to chop through to get in, and it's a race to be able to get into the middle. So I think we're going to see Celts on this map from Archie. Water control is also very important though, because you can see all the fish. So are we going to see Dravidians on this map? Was this the Dravidians pick that Gwen had in mind? We have just a spectators delay, guys. So here we go. Game number 2. We've got Celts. We'll wait to see until we actually know what Gwen is going in this game before we make any predictions. But what do you think so far? What do you think about that first game? What was it that really separated the two players? Because I think we can say that Archie made some really good plays at the start. Started quite well. A little bit later into Castle Age. But Gwen really just put on the throttle. Knew where Archie was in that corner. And just didn't let him leave. He wasn't able to escape. He was there. He was staying there. That was his new home. Let's have a look. So this could be spectators delay, but I'm going to put in the code one more time. We have had a few issues with accessing, so here we go, guys. Game number 2. And we don't want the extras. Alright, there we go. So we do have Gwen and Archie in here for game number 2. I'm hyped. I'm excited. Alright, we've got the countdown happening now. So like I was saying before, I do like the Celts pick. I wonder what Gwen's gone. What do we think, team? Can we get some predictions? What do we think Gwen has gone? Okay, I'm still going to say Dravidians. I can't see anything else. It's really going to be... Okay, so Gwen is still picking a Civ. Alright, so we do have a little bit of time to kill. And she's looking at the map. Okay, she's getting refreshed. Alright, so we can kind of take it easy. We've got a bit of time now. Alright, so let's get the Civs back open for this. Let's have a look. So we do have, here we go. Alright, so game 1, we have Archie losing and Gwen taking it out. So there's only one more game. One game left. So let's have a think about this. You've got the faster moving Vills, not going to really be doing too much. The cheaper cavalry units or stable units. Again, I don't really think mobility is going to be that much of an answer here, since most of the game is going to be fought in the middle. It's going to be interesting to see the play from the Celts player though. The siege I think is going to be quite good if we do see the Dravidians though. Now let's just quickly get up. I'm still learning all this new civs. Played Bengalis the other day. Had no idea. So let's have a look at the Dravidians if you're not too sure. So they do receive 200 wood when advancing to the next age. Fishermen and shipping ships carry plus 15. So that is going to be huge. Those two just there. So they're going to be a really good naval civilization. So that's why I'm really banking on Gwen going for the Dravidians. Barracks technologies cost 50% less, so we could even see a bit of a drush happen here for Gwen, or do we see even more of a man-at-arms in the middle? I have watched some of Gwen's streams. I know she does like to use the man-at-arms, and they also get the machine gun skirmishers, so they actually are quite a good see. We don't see them a lot on the ladder at the moment, so if we do see the Celts player So don't get arms. We're not going to really see some archery ranges from them though. So we're going to see a little bit more infantry, maybe some hussar, paladin. But there's no bloodlines with the Celts. That's the hard part. And you also don't get plate biting armor. So not the best cav in the game. Quite weak, to be honest. The infantry move faster starting in Castle Age. The lumberjacks work faster. The siege weapons fire 25% faster. The unique unit though of the Dravidians. We do have confirmation the game's starting now, but let's quickly see. Unique infantry unit which can charge and attack strong versus buildings and infantry. So this is going to be quite a good counter. However, that siege is going to be crucial for Archie if Gwen does go Dravidians. But let's see what happens. I do think the game is starting. Let's fire it in one more time. Just to... Okay. And we do have the Dravidians. 16 seconds left. Alright, and the game has started. We have Gwen in the blue corner who has taken out game 1. And a lot of sheep to start. Archie being housed, I think it was. Not a huge deal. So we're probably going to see the standard opening. I think we'll see the 6. The 6 bills out for food. And then straight on that wood line. You really want to clear it up. I actually wouldn't be surprised. I know Archie is not a fan at all of water. Alrighty guys, so you can see the map a little bit better. I am going to change my noggin. So let's see. No, I didn't like that. Oh no. I need to figure out what my hotkeys are. Sorry guys. Noob streamer. We're going to get the hang of it by the end of the tournament. Alright, but we are back. We're back into it. Archie now sending his first... Oh, is that blocking in? Not a huge deal. It doesn't actually matter, to be honest. I think he's got an escape right there. It just looked funny. And Gwen also building the lumber camp. I think she's up a little bit faster. No, both players pretty much neck and neck at the moment. Archie's scout going to be able to have a look down at the water, have a drink, maybe if it's fresh water. Doubt that it is, though. And we have our good luck, kill, have fun. Good luck, have fun from both players. No bad blood here. Like we were saying, this isn't actually a knockout game. So I think that is going to be good. Less stress. We got 4 on wood for Gwen. We have the 4th coming out for Archie, and oof. I think Archie should have played the Forest Nothing game, the Friday night free-for-all that we had. Look at that. Look at those choppers. Is that going to be... No, we're going to now see some more houses from Archie. And some palisades. So Gwen, both players really replicating. This is a neck and neck opening. I'm really interested to see what the approach here is for both players. Help woodline efficiency hurts combat soul. Although Gwen as well, like that's going to take a while to chop through, but at least she does have 3 on here, 2 on there. Like the thing with Archie, he's going to create a bigger opening. It's just going to take him a lot longer to get there. So maybe we would have liked to have seen the 2 on there, especially with those faster choppers. That's going to be really important. Almost there. There we go, and Gwen has her first one down, but oh, it grabs that tree. These players, both of them should have played the forest nothing game. Oh, I don't know. No Vil micro at the moment from these two players. Although Archie looks like a little bit more direction. 3 on the 1. Looking good. Alright, let's see the line of sight that both players have. So Gwen just having a look on the outskirts. Actually missed Archie completely, but you'd have to intuitively know where they are. So I don't think it's a huge deal on this map. Both players kind of know where everyone is. Archie going straight through the town centre by the look of it. How's that scout health? Almost untouched. And we're going to see another ball come in. A little bit more Vil micro from Archie now, I feel. Gwen on the other hand, no Vil micro at the moment. We do have a dock from Gwen. Second fishing ship in. Archie on the other hand, there we go. Just seen the dock rather being built now. So a little bit further behind in that regard. Archie's almost in there. And Archie still hasn't gotten that dock up. Second Vil to come in to help out. But Gwen's already got 2 fishing ships. So we've got 19 Vils. I'm not sure if I think he can capture age though. Let's have a look. We've got 20 Vils with the 2. So I think capture age includes the fishing ships. I know in game it doesn't quite. Archie's so close now. Those faster choppers really doing a good number. But look at all those choppers from Gwen. How many is that? We've got 12 choppers to Archie's 6. And Archie really just going for food, hammering home on the food, but Gwen's still got the fishing ships. Archie no fishing ships yet. That tree almost gone. 20 wood left any moment now. And we're still at least a minimum, and there's only 1 chopper on the closest one to get through. Oh, the Vil micro. Like Gwen could have been in a lot quicker. It wasn't. So for just a little bit of more Vil micro, Archie has broken through. And we're going to see also a second lumber camp and no advancement. Gwen is already on the way to fuel. Archie almost there. Taking the sheep, not quite out the front. Going to mill some deer. And a second dock as well now from Gwen. I'm going to love that the boost that she's going to be able to get from going up, the 200 wood. That's almost 3 fishing ships for free. Archie is going to sell some Vils forward now. We're going to see Archie going the gold. But Archie could get there just in time to be quite painful for Gwen if this tower goes up in a minute and a half. And I don't really see the Vil micro needed. If you had 2, 3 Vils on the one tree, this could actually, and Archie is going forward with 5 villagers. And the 3 here going to go to stone. We're going to see some towers from Archie. He's got to kill the Jaguar first. But he's still 58 seconds. Oh, I don't see it happen. I don't see how Gwen's going to be able to chop down the 2 trees. Although we've got 4 choppers now at least. Let's go, let's go. We've got the mining camp started. Still enough for a tower though. 23 seconds, let's see, and Gwen really owning the water with a 3rd dock now. I really don't want to miss this though. 10 seconds. This is where the action is, and Archie is on stone back here as well, so the 5 Vils here. You need that tower down yesterday. There's 1 tree left. And where is he going? What's happening? He hasn't scouted. Oh, but he does now. At least he can see. And, tower response. There's a lot of Vils, but they're not going to get there quite in time. I don't know. No, don't worry about the palisade. Get the tower up. Surely! And nope, abandoned tower. That one still ranges. And does delete it in time by the look of it. I'm not overly sure. Oh, and does get fletching as well. Really good play by Gwen. Great response. I do like the palisade from Archie. It's going to make it another layer. Great response from Gwen and Archie. And I'm not quite sold. But the stone walls, you can only stone wall so much though. You can't actually, or you can, sorry, beg your pardon. And we are going to see some idle villas as well though. I have to say though, I like the quick thinking from Archie. Being able to wall out. That's almost a throw of tower, but Gwen now relocating down south. So you can see why this is Archie's home map. Archie hasn't really invested a lot into water, and you can see that that's forcing now Gwen going to galleys. I want to move those villas though, Archie. Move those villas, Archie. There we go. Archie does respond. He's got some farms out. Do we have any on gold though is my next question. Not quite yet. I'd like to see maybe a stone wall here, but when moving down south, I don't think Archie has seen that yet either. No, he has not. There's no lumber camp there, so he scattered that position, but not at the moment, you can see. He's gonna, I don't know, has Archie seen? No. Okay, you might, oh, Archie's made the assumption, I think that goes all the way there. Archie has not scouted all the way through. And that could be quite costly. You're not even going to be able to see them pass through here, so Gwen's still going to have a free passage because Archie hasn't actually scouted that position yet. Those galleys have knocked off the 3 fishing ships that Archie had. Still got a lot on wood. 680 wood though. Really got to start spending that wood. And we're going to see it click up fairly soon. Perhaps we're going to sell some wood. We do have 4 on gold, the gold right next to Archie's TC. We're going to see it backed up by some stone walls, that starting TC. So really fortifying the position. This is quite interesting. And oh no, that's just in range. That's just in range. But I think Archie will see. Oh, he's no, deleting it, building it a little bit closer now. And Gwen can get through here. I don't know if Gwen's going to try it though. So let's switch colors for a second. Let's have a look at a different perspective. So if you're Gwen, do you assume? What do you think, guys? And there we go. Coming through now, and Archie just really denying that. And heavily invested in fire ships and in the galleys. There's a fair bit going over that Gwen has invested in, and Archie just has not. And the thing with this, guys, Archie is playing extremely well. The score may not see it, but there's only so many gold patches. Relocating to this position, Archie does spot that there is an opening there. So Archie has done a really good job. And Gwen now just keeps on moving. And we're going to get an archery range as well, which I do like. We're going to see those villas move forward. It looks like they've been selected to the TC. Got a palisade there, just as a bit of insurance. And we do have Castle Age now from Archie. After Archie was selling the wood, as we did have an inkling, Gwen is housed, and you can see the population difference. Now, I think you've really got to take advantage of having all these resources though. Archie just has, let's just zoom out for a second so everyone can have a bit of a look of the map. There's no stone or gold on the outside. So Gwen Walsh does have all of the food, and there's a lot of food on that outside, don't get me wrong. All of the gold and the stone is in the middle. And to be able to create archers, more ships, you need gold. To be able to create castles, you need stone. Archie now has 13 on stone. So I think we're just going to see some castle spam. And we do have a good point by someone in chat. Combat mentions that Archie could just stonewall all the way through. Why not? Just keep making it difficult for your opponent. Gwen halfway up to castle. Fletching from both players. Archie now getting double bit. Doesn't have wheelbarrow. Gwen has wheelbarrow. Archie has hit castle. Still short from a castle, from what I can see, because it's just towers. Archie's just going tower on tower, but hasn't actually had a look. Let's change it up again one more time. So we'll change perspectives now. Archie can't see any of the buildings here. We're going to see another town centre, which I like. I really like that one, especially since Gwen's pushing in. Here we go. First building. So Archie will be able to see the archery range, and we're getting archer upgrades as well just before Gwen is going to get to castle. There we go. Alright, both players now in castle, and we're going to get a monastery from Gwen and a university. So potentially we're going to see some monks out. I'm not too sure if that's the play versus Celts, but I'm not too sure what Archie plans on going. And remember at the start of the game, guys, my pick was with the Dravidians. The unique unit is going to be crucial to go up against Celts. I think this must be really annoying, Gwen. Quick imp! Quick imp! I didn't even see it. There we go. Excellent. So if I'm not going to be able to get through in castle, if you're not going to let me chop through, I'm going to force my way through. Let's get some siege. There we go. Great play from Gwen. That must have been a shift that happened a while ago, a while back. And we did see even some selling of food and wood as well to get into Imperial. I love it. I love it. So that's the thing. These towers, they're just going to be able to get picked off in the end. But the good thing about the towers, look at that view. I'm zooming out for you guys to be able to get a good aerial view of the map and see what Archie can see. Let's change that for 1 second. Gwen has no idea what's going on in the middle. Is there a castle there? Is there military there? I don't know. This is very exciting, guys. And we're going to see some elite skirmishers. Bodkin. Imperial's almost there. Archie really going siege now? More towers? Do you save up the stone for a castle though? I really think you need to. But at least Archie still, same thing, right? We can be able to see what's happening. You can see everywhere. But I still think more stone walls are needed. I don't think this is enough. Single TC still from Gwen. Gonna get some elephant archers. Now, if you're Archie and you do see the elephant archers, which I'm not sure he has, he may have. Scout coming through, coming over, doing a little bit of work, and we have Gwen and Imperial. I wonder if now that's clicked for Archie. So 600 gold, 369 food. So you can really see that Gwen has just been able to really use that wood, the fishing food to her advantage for this. So this is huge. And the castle now coming through. Is Archie going to respond to it? He's already got the tower there. Archie, my friend. You're getting castle dropped. Pick off some vills, and it's abandoned ship. Not even attempting. Not today. That's the thing, you've spent so much stone on these towers, which are going to be great for visibility, but you can get the same result with outposts, so I'm not sure about this one. Stone walls, get the stone walls, be painful. See, we do have the outposts in here, which I do prefer. That watchtower getting absolutely eaten by the castle. More elephant archers, a treb on the way. Archie still hasn't been able to click to Imperial. You've got to make that a priority. Field count is in Archie's favour though with the 2 TC. And that's the hard part where Gwen is at the moment. She's really kind of in that opposite position. And there we go. Like we were saying before, some stone walls would be perfect. Stone walls would be lovely. And there we go. Archie is going to build it. Maybe just a few more villas though. And that castle is probably going to get eaten. At least if you do stone wall, look, Gwen does have trebs. That castle is going to go down. More trebs are being produced. And I don't know if Archie has really known, because we haven't seen any, we've only seen a mangonel being trained now. Constant Ville production, and we're going to see the elephant archers come in now, which are going to cause a bit of havoc for Archie. And Gwen getting a bit of a scout around, having a sniff around to see what's happening. Some good vision on those elephant archers. I mean, you'd have to assume that you get a pretty good view. Like, if I'm gonna go on an elephant, you're gonna be able to see a lot. See the lands. And might see some skirm now, but they're just so tanky. They're so tanky. Mangonel. I like the castle. And the second TC now from Gwen. And 3 trebs. Archie still hasn't clicked up to Imperial. His castle is going to go up. And it's just mangonel production at the moment from Archie. Possibly conserving some food. And what do you do with these elephant archers? They've got bracer. They've got leather archer armor as well. Alright, Mackie. You can jump in the lobby. And combat does point out that monks with elite skirm would be a great combo. And Archie
is really good against elephant archers.
What would you go?
Drush.
A drush.
That isn't it, Archie? You're losing already.
Archie had a really good start to the game. Just couldn't quite capitalize. That quick imp from Gwen was a really good play.
Did Archie try and wall Gwen in?
Once she was in Imperial, these southern walls were built. And by the sound of it, we have GG from Archie. Archie realizing that there's no coming back from there. Well played is the call. And I really liked Archie's start to this game. I liked how he got in very quickly. He did micro it quite well. The only thing that let him down was really capitalizing on having that position. Focusing perhaps on more so booming. I think he had a lot of stone and a lot of watchtowers around the outside.
Yeah, big issue here is it looks like Archie has this map control with these towers, but Gwen has a massive fish eco. And so Gwen is going to constantly have better boom, like should theoretically have a better economy. The issue with Archie here is that it looks like he invested a lot into controlling the map, but doesn't seem to have gotten too much from it.
Correct.
Gwen was in the corner, but Gwen still made it to Imperial, and trebuchets are a good counter to walls and towers.
That is true. And you can see that Gwen really thought about that. She knew that once she wasn't getting in and Archie had the middle, that was the play. Just get to Imperial as soon as possible. And the hard part, though, she would have had to have bought all that stone. So I really think, because all the stone was in the middle, so you can see that the power of having the fish just really pulled in for her. And Archie, I don't know if you can see my stream though, but he was pretty confident, just take the middle and it doesn't matter about the fish. You can sacrifice the fish because all the important res was in the middle, Joel's in the same mind, but I just don't know. There wasn't any army to back it up either. Nothing to really put the pressure on Gwen besides the towers. So
Yeah, I think Archie had one of those strategies where it was like a three-step strategy. One, take the middle. Two, tank the market. Three, like let slowly strangle them of resources. But in order to do that, you need to fill in the gaps. And one of those gaps is, well, what happens if after I wall them in, they get out because they have an army?
mm,
Well, and that's where Gwen made the really good call to buy that castle.
yes, yeah, definitely. So I think it was a really good job by Archie. I think he had a really good strategy in mind, being able to push through, get in. He owned the middle quite well. But you could see that as soon as just even a little bit of army came in, there wasn't a lot to respond with. So I think that did hurt. And we just have Archie jumping in chat now saying, yeah, no army. But well played, Archie. That was a really good game. You've gone up against a really good player in the community. Gwen has a lot of experience, and we know that you're an Arabia boy. So well done, mate. Still really good job.
Mastermind. I think, and I like strategies like this. I think where you want to be in terms of executing these strategies is you, and it, like this. I'm gonna divulge some secrets here. But what you
Let's
want to
go.
do
Mackie's
is you want
wisdom.
to play meta until you don't. I think people don't like people forget that like you circumventing the meta is like this thing where you need to maintain balance and then you smack the plate out of their hand.
I like that.
It's like a pie in the face, but you have to know you have to bake the pie.
I'm a little bit lost there. Now we started talking about pie. Now all I can think about is eating, Mackie.
Archie's hands are full of apple slices.
So we're gonna eat his fingers now. Alrighty, well there we go.
Crust is my point. That's all I'm saying.
I do like some crust. It just adds that extra layer, right?
And it also holds it all together. So that way you can actually eat it instead of needing to
Get a spoon.
extinguish the fire in your oven.
Alrighty, so with the bracket now, we still have some games to be played. Mike Jet versus Boxer Saint, and then also Hoopla versus Mr. Fluffy Bunny.
When are those happening?
I'm not sure. The deadline is meant to be, I believe, midnight. Is it midnight tonight? Let's have a look. Let's get up.
If it is, I don't know how Boxer's going to do his games, but Boxer versus Mike Jet. It's going to be one of those legendary matches that will go down in history as Mike Jet just proving once again that he is incapable of improving his mechanics.
Reaffirming the belief that's there. So it isn't by midnight tonight, it's midnight tomorrow that round one needs to be completed. So there's still a bit of time for both players. I'm assuming, so for those of you in Australia, we're probably going to see Hoopla and Mr. Fluffy Bunny early this morning, like early. And I will cast that game probably tomorrow. Not too sure when we'll see Mike Jet and Boxer Saint. I'm assuming a little bit later in the morning, but still more of an earlier game for our timeline. So well played by Gwen, all in all, though, in that one.
So who wants to watch me 1v1 Mango?
That'll just be too easy, Mackie. Alrighty, what is the time? Let me have a look. 8 o'clock. Alright, well that's the game. We close Capture Age. GG players, well done. Now let's get back to this. 1v1, you reckon, Mackie?
I just want to, Sun Tzu.
Go.
Teach a man to fish, and he will build one villager. But kill all of his fish, and he will build no villagers.
What if the man farms?
Yeah.
And nothing. Alright, so we'll call it there. I'm going to end the recording.